Hi, welcome to Sherry's Simple Living. If you're new here, welcome. And if you're not new here, welcome back. Today, we're going to can some pork chili verde. It's pork in a green sauce. We're going to make a special taco fajita seasoning. And then we're also going to add green sauce. We're going to do a raw pack method. So if that's something you're into, stay tuned. All right, we're gonna get the meat chopped up. Let's get a cutting board for meat. I think I'm gonna put it in here. Actually, we should make the seasonings first. Yeah, we're gonna need a good sharp knife. So I'm gonna choose this big one. So because this is a, like burrito type filling, we're gonna add some cumin, some paprika, some chili powder, some garlic. You don't have to if you don't want to. We're gonna need some chili powder. Hopefully we're good there. Let's get some measuring spoons. Let's start with the chili powder. And this is pretty similar to how I make my fajita and taco mix too. We're gonna do a teaspoon. Some cumin. I call it cumin. I think some people call it cumin. Now I love this stuff. I'm gonna add 2. Smells like tacos. Some onion. And this is just gonna give our pork some flavor so it's not bland. And then the green enchilada sauce will give it a little bit of spice. It'll be great. If you want, you could add some dried chilies, like adobo chilies, whatever you want to add. I think I'll do 2 paprika. This is smoked paprika. But you know what? Even regular paprika, I believe it's smoked too because it smells smoky. And I'm going to add 2 of garlic. Now I'm not going to add salt because we're going to add salt in the can with the meat. I'm going to have to go back and make more of this. This doesn't look like enough. We're going to be adding like half a teaspoon. Maybe we better double it. All right, there's our seasoning. Let's get a drink. All right, friends, we're going to do this one pork at a time. And there is liquid in it, so let's see, how can I think I'll empty out the bag. That way I could put the package right in there. And I think I'll do these first because I bought these a day and a half ago, 2 days ago. So let's do that. All right. First one, can you guys see? Let's make sure. I find the easiest way is just cut right into it. There we go. Put that in the bag. Okay. Tiffy's like, what's mom making? Not anything for you. Okay. We're just gonna cut it into chunks. Nice that it's boneless. Might be easier to cut the fat side down first. Yeah. I just kind of cut it like into chops like you would a pork chop and then cut it. into chunks, if that makes any sense. Stay. So we're not going to do them tiny chunks because it does shrink when it's cooking, but maybe about like that. That should be plenty. Like so. And you will have this done in no time. Now what I love about canning, pressure canning this meat, is it comes out so tender. It just falls apart. The pork is never dry. It's just so good. Okay, those two are longer. It's just always delicious. And what's better than having some shelf-stable meat on in your pantry? Don't worry about the fat. That will cook down and give it delicious flavor. And there's only a little bit of fat in a pork loin. Not much at all. So that was one. It's filling up the bowl pretty good. But I know quart jars take quite a bit. All I know is I don't want to fill up my new freezer with so much stuff that I don't know what's in there and I can't get to it, and waste stuff and have to throw it away because it gets freezer burned. Trying to keep the liquid. I need a paper towel. So that's why when you can it, it's shelf stable. You don't have to worry about being in the fridge, freezer. You just have to worry about the jar staying sealed and all that, which most of it does. And if it opens and it's on your shelf, then you know it's no good, which rarely happens. Usually once they're sealed, they are sealed. But I have had some, not with meat in it, but I have had jars open before. Just pop open, I guess. So you definitely want to check your inventory. Now, if it doesn't seal right when you can it, you can either reprocess it or just leave it and cook it for dinner. It'll be good in the fridge for a couple days. But you don't want to leave it out, obviously, because then it would start growing bacteria. I know a lot of people are afraid of canning, and honestly, pressure canning is the safest way to go with meat. You're not gonna get sick, trust me. As long as you keep everything clean, make sure the jars are sealed, make sure you pressure can, not water bath. I know there's people who water bath meat, but to be on the safe side, go ahead and pressure can it. And I know in the old days they did water bath it, and there's people who still do. I prefer to pressure can my meat. Don't be intimidated by the pressure canner. That one's a little small. We'll just go ahead and do it like that. You guys know I've showed many videos on how to do it. There's no reason for you to be afraid of it. Look at all this pork. Now, we don't eat pork very often. I prefer beef, honestly, but a good pork verde burrito, now we're talking. I love pork al pastor. That is so good too. Al pastor tacos. Maybe I'll turn that other one into al pastor. Yeah, You could even can it without pastor seasonings too. All right, we're almost done. Okay, one more, then we can wash our hands, wash everything. And if you want to wear gloves, by all means, wear gloves. Guys, I've been doing this. I don't mind touching meat. I do mind touching the gross chicken liver, though. The chicken liver is where I draw the line. Don't want to spray the meat. My disinfectant. And we will let that sit for a minute. Make sure we sanitize. I always make sure I scrub under my nails too from touching the meat. Ooh, that water's so hot. Oh, it's so hot, you guys. It always burns me. It is hot tamale. Okay. I just wipe my knife off because I don't like when slimy stuff dries on it. Wipe this down. Oh, it's so hot. It's so hot. Whew, hot, hot. Okay. All right, I only have it filled to about here. Make sure you put this in. Let's get you closer. Make sure you put that thing in the bottom. You don't want your jars sitting right on the bottom. Okay. Got my canning salt. I believe this will be enough for this. And I need to refill it. And I've got a bunch of it. I bought like 5 boxes of it. Gotta. Well, I mean, you can use it for other things. It is salt. First thing we're gonna do is get our jars. I think I might have to raise you guys up a tiny bit and then point it downward. Maybe, so you can see everything. Okay. I'm going to start with the smallmouth, and I have 2 that are largemouth. Okay. Now, because we're pressure canning, you can put vinegar in the bottom, like a teaspoon or a tablespoon of vinegar. But you don't have to make it more acidic because we're going to pressure can. All right, here goes. We're just gonna drop it in, easy peasy. Now I am gonna fill it all the way up. Actually, what I think I'll do is fill them halfway or thereabouts and then add the seasoning. Come on, get in there. And then we'll fill them back up. Now this big canner holds 7 quarts. And that's what I found, so. Now because this is meat, you definitely want to wipe the rims with vinegar. Make sure you get any grease off. Okay. A few more. Then we'll add the seasonings. That way it gets all in there. Okay, let me wash my hands. Let's get our seasoning mix. And our salt. Like I said, I think I have enough salt. We might have to open a new box. And I'm going to put a teaspoon in each one. Because we don't want our pork to be all bland. Okay, did I get them all? Yes. All right. Now our seasoning. And we'll go a teaspoon of it. It smells so good. Okay, those don't have the pork in them yet, so we'll wait a second. Actually, we could just leave that off. And I'll go ahead and add some pork real quick. Use this hand. Keep this one clean. Come on, get in there. You're a wider mouth. It's a wide mouth bass. Now that one has the salt in the bottom, but it doesn't hurt it. They can get mixed around. Okie doke. Now let's get our seasonings in and in. All right. Now we can get rid of that and that. Wash. Well, actually I have to touch it again. Actually, we still need that. Let's just put her back in. Okay. Now you want to push them down good. I'm filling them as pretty full as I can. Might not have enough. I'm going to make sure we have enough to fill each jar. Now the pork loin will make its own juice, but not as much as like a pork shoulder. So we have to account for that when we add the enchilada sauce, the green sauce. We better cut it close here. Might have to take some out of one or two. This out of here. Okay, it looks like maybe a couple will take a piece or two out. Now we are going to make sure we clean those rims really good. Now that I got pork everywhere. Okay, there we are. Wash hands again. Now first we'll wipe the lids down, then I'll grab, the rims, then I'll grab some lids. Let's get our vinegar. Now I do have people ask me where I got that. I got it at Walmart. I ordered it from Walmart.com. Oh, I forgot we have to add the sauce. Duh. Okay, well, we're going to be wiping them again. Let's open some sauce. Well, friends, I'm not finding my other pack of my 4 jars that are the small mouth, which is strange. These 2 are brand new. Let's throw all those in. And very weird. but I can't find those. I think I needed 3. There we go. And let's get 2 of these. All right, let those start heating up. Now you don't have to heat them for pressure canning. They say that you don't have to do that anymore, but I still like to. Okay, we're gonna need that still. Let's open this. Now let's see. Now all I'm using is, I've got 2 different kinds, Las Palmas and La Victoria. So it's just enchilada sauce. And we're gonna do about 3/4 of the way full because we want to allow it to have some juice. I'm sure we'll need both cans. And we'll see once we debubble how much it actually needs. That one might be a little too much. Let's go ahead and debubble it, because we don't want it all the way full. Because like I said, this pork is going to get some liquid. I think we could pour some into this jar. What a mess, friends, what a mess. Now, yes, these jars aren't 100% full. I could have went with 1 less jar and made them more full. And obviously the pork is going to shrink. So they'll probably be about half full when they're done. Maybe a little more. Always make sure you debubble. Okay, I'm going to put a little more in this one, this one, this one, that one. I think this one's okay. Okay, and there's a tiny bit left. Okie doke. Let's debubble these ones again. Let's get some more paper towels. I'm gonna wipe them just dry first. And then we'll go back and get all the vinegar. Or I mean all the stuff off with the vinegar. Okay. Alrighty. One more time, friends. Now, I'm kind of a stickler about really wiping my jars down because I want to make sure they seal and seal well. Because, like I said, you don't want them busting open in your pantry. Nobody wants that. There's the first one. So like the final wipe down, you want to really wipe it down. And all I'm using is white vinegar, just so you know. Okay, now the water in the canner is cold because this meat is cold, and so you don't want to have thermal shock, which is if you put cold jars in hot water, they may bust. So we don't want to do that. So we're putting them in cold. Okay, let's get you guys back this way some. We're going to go ahead and start lidding. And they are, woo, they're hot. There's our two big ones. Finger tight only, don't over tighten. Now I've had good luck with these gold lids. I think they're American Harvest or something like that. I haven't had any issues with them. I think I bought them at Dollar General or something. I don't know. I just needed lids, or I saw them there one day and I was like, well, you can never not have enough lids. Now since these are cold, we could just set them right on in. Won't burn us. Good thing I didn't put more water. It's getting really full there. Now, with water bath canning, you do go over the line. I think some people go over the jars, like with jellies and stuff. But with pressure canning, you don't. This was actually a jar of local honey. Local honey. Okay, where's the thing? I don't want to burn myself. Okay, well, we had one too many. Okay. And one more, so it does fit 7. It's full. Don't need that on anymore. And that lit. Let's go ahead and slide her over. Oh, it's so heavy. We'll move that back. This guy takes up some room. Eek. Let's close our vinegar. And I've got a mess to clean up now. And we'll sanitize again. And I just keep the vinegar up there because I can so much. Okay. Now, like I said, that's cold water, so it's going to take a while to get it. Let's get you guys back where you can see. It's going to take a while to get it up to the temperature and to start getting pressure. Okay. All right, we want to make sure this is on venting, and I will show you. If you see this little thing that looks like a puff of smoke, that is venting. So now we just leave it on. Let me move that so it doesn't melt. It's going to take it probably a good 10 minutes to get up to boiling. Then once it's boiling and fully venting, then we time it for 10 minutes. Then we turn it to the pressure. So we'll be back. Okay, I wanted to show you that it's fully venting. As you can see, it's coming out like a choo-choo train. Now we're gonna set, I'll use this timer since I can't reach behind it, for 10 minutes. And then once the 10 minutes is up, we turn it to, well, I can do 2 or 3 because we're about, oh, sorry. I can do 2 or 3 because we're at about 2,300 foot elevation. And so for our area, you could do either one. Sometimes I do 3. It just depends. But both of them work just fine. All right, see you in 10 minutes. The dogs are in here. Okay, so you press stop. We're gonna just turn this little knob. We want to wait until it comes up to full pressure between the 2 and the 3 here before we start the timer for 90 minutes. So we'll give it a minute. Okay, friends. see it's on the 3. And I notice when it works, this part's pushed down. This part here. So that was pushed down, so we're good there. It's on the 3. We don't want to go above that into the red zone. So it's about 3/4, so not on high or medium, but in between. And we will see if we have to turn it down more, because really we just need it to be between the 2 and 3, but at the 3 is fine too. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and start our timer, kitchen timer. And for quarts, we're going to need 90 minutes, which is an hour and a half. And if you were doing pints, it would be 75 for meat, or anything with meat in it. 90 for quarts, 75 for pints. All right, so we'll be back in 90 minutes. Well, not actually, because you got to give it time for it to cool down. So in 90 minutes, we turn off the heat. We let it go down to where it has no pressure, and that takes a good hour, I'd say. Then once it has 0 pressure and everything's released, only then can you open this lid. So don't ever try to open the lid, okay, friends? All right. We'll be back in about 2.5 hours, I'd say. Let's see if we can get this off. It's still very hot. Let's go ahead and lift them. Oh, look at that, friends. They'll probably start pinging and popping. They all have lots of juice, which I knew they would. I was a little worried they might have too much juice. Now I obviously want to open one to try it, because that's what we're having for dinner. So let's see which ones start pinging right away and we won't open that one. I kind of need this thing out of my way. It's so hot I don't feel like pouring out the water yet. Let's get you guys in here close. Look at them, it's still bubbling. That one's, I shouldn't have put that ugly one in the front. That's our beautiful canned pork Verde. So which one do I want to open? And they're still bubbling. I'm not even sure if you're supposed to open them while they're still bubbling. I've never opened a jar that was still hot and bubbling. This could be a catastrophe. Oh boy. Okay. Here goes. Do not do this at home, friends. Any others that didn't seal, we'll just put in the fridge and eat it tomorrow for lunch. Let's just see. I really need to get a jar opener thing, because I'm using this and it's not the best thing. Okay. We know it's safe. We know everything's open. It was pretty sealed already. Ooh, hot, hot, hot. Okay. Let's dump them into this, because we don't want all that juice in our burritos. You could strain it out, or you could just leave it in the juice. There we go. It's my spoon for the beans. There, we want all of it out of there. It is so hot. Okay, let's kind of just chunk. Look, it just falls apart, you guys. I should be down here showing you guys. I'm sorry, I forget. Oh, there we go. And look at those chunks of pork. OMG. I'll get you in close. Let me set this jar in here. They're spoiled. They love cheese, cottage cheese. They love the Greek yogurt. Tiffy, you're like a little vacuum over there. Okay, can I touch it? It's a little hot. Let's give it just about 1 minute for that to melt. Okay. Let's heat up our tortilla. I gotta try to stay low carb, friends. As much as I can. And then on my taco, I'll put a little Colby Jack. Get our tortilla cooked. These little tiny ones are tricky. I'll usually put like 4 of them in a row. Three in a row. I put 3 in a row, sorry. I don't have a lot of space. Gonna catch on fire. Now, that's 1 jar, so you can see it's enough to make a few burritos. All right, that one's good enough. The little ones are hard. And look how tiny they are when you fold them. And woo, it's hot. Keep that in there because my husband will be eating later. Okay, let's see if I could just get a tiny amount of beans. There we go. And then a tinier amount of beans. Get some of this pork. Oh yeah. I'm not gonna put lettuce, and I don't have any cilantro to make cilantro and onion. So I'm just putting cheese and some taco sauce. What, you already had your dinner? You trying to tell me? There we go. Well, we might have to heat up 2 jars. My husband's gonna want a bunch. Okay. There we are. And this stuff's pretty good. Cilantro lime. Okay, let's give it a bite. Oh, some of this. We'll just put a little bit. Let's try a bite. Let's see how it tastes. Maybe this one, it's like way too packed. That is so good. That is delicious. The pork tastes like it's been stewed all day, and you can taste the yummy flavors. Oh, it is so good. Now we've got 6 jars still to put on our shelf once they're cooled down and we remove these and wash them. I'll make sure they all sealed, and we'll have basically 6 meals on the shelf. Or if you have to use 2 because you have more people, then you still have 3 meals on the shelf. And just one more step to preparedness. Anyways, thank you so much for watching, friends. I appreciate you all, and please like and subscribe. Bye. Friends, it's the next day. I just wanted to show you how I label them. So one ended up not sealing, so I put it in the fridge. We're gonna have it for lunch. And it was one of these gold ones. So I may not use those lids again. I really like the 4 jars lids. They're the best. What else was I gonna say? Oh, the labels. You can get these labels on Amazon.